welcome to another edition of Poultry Feed Formulation. This is another opportunity for us to deliberate and learn more on how to formulate our own poultry feed. Interesting topic here for you. Factors to consider while deciding to make your own poultry feed. In this particular live broadcast, I want to share with you 20 very important factors you need to consider before going into poultry feed formulation. If you really want to succeed in poultry feed formulation, you need to make sure that you put all these factors into serious consideration. You cannot avoid them. Therefore, it is better for you that this particular topic is very, very interesting. For you to make your own poultry feed, please let us understand this clearly well. I know that it is an interest, the zeal of every poultry farmer to go into making his or her own poultry feed, because poultry feed alone takes more than 70% of the total investment in producing your own livestock poultry beds. In this content, let us share these 20 very important points. If this is your first time of coming across this particular channel, look for the subscribe button over there. Tap subscribe. Click the notification bell and personalize the notification so that anytime any of my topic or my content comes out or uploaded, you will be among the first set of subscribers. The network will notify and you'll be able to take advantage of it, like this particular one now. Many people are not aware. Many of the subscribers have not tapped the notification bell, so they cannot be notified by the network. Let's start. Number 1 point you need to consider is a nutritional requirement of the specific poultry birds you want to produce their feed. Is the poultry feed you want to produce, is it for broilers? Is it for turkey? Is it for noila? Is it for broiler? Is it for layers, whether it's a bran, red Rhode Island, or any of the breed? Is it for guinea fowl? Is it for geese? Is it for ostrich? Is it for duck? Is it for quails? Which poultry breed of bird are you formulating the feed for? That is one of the first points of your consideration if you want to go into your personal feed making. Now, having known the particular breed of bird you want to formulate their feed, you need to know their nutritional requirement. That is, how many percentage of crude protein do they need? How many percentage of the fat do they need? How many percentage of the metabolizable energy do they need? All this you need to put into consideration. Another one is which age? What is the age of the bird? What is the age of the poultry? What is the age of the livestock? Remember, this particular platform is for all livestock, both four-legged and feathered. They are all inculcated in this particular poultry site TV. Now, the age of the poultry determines the nutritional requirements you are going to give or you are going to implement in your poultry feed formulation. If you are going in for chicks from day old, you need to know their nutritional requirements at the early stage of life. That is one of the things you need to understand. If it's for growers, you need to know the nutritional requirements of the growers of the growing stage, the fat, vitamins, minerals, energy, protein, and rest of them. You need to know what they need. Another one is ingredient availability. The particular ingredient or raw material you want to use to produce the feed, how often do you see them within your region? How easily can you locate them anytime you want to formulate the feed? These are things you have to consider. You have to put them into consideration. You have to know this. It's very important. You don't start using a poultry feed raw material that you can only see once. You can only see it in the dry season, or you can only see it in the rainy season, or any other season. That may be difficult for you. And maybe, perhaps you have started, perhaps you have gone far into the production, and at a certain stage, they say this particular season you cannot see this particular product. So if you are formulating a poultry feed, it is not compulsory, because there are numerous poultry raw materials you can products. There are many of them. You're talking about grains. There are many of them. You're talking about animal protein. There are many of them. You're talking about fat, crop fat, animal fat. There are many of them. You're talking about crop protein. There are many of them. So you in your area, first of all, identify the one that you know that is common, that is always seen, that you can easily is handy anytime you need them. You need to consider all this. This is one of the things you need to put into consideration. And another one is the cost effective. That particular one you have selected, how easily, how cheap is it? Because in as much as you want to make your own poultry feed, you want to drop the cost of expenses you make on your feed formulation. Feed raw material that is cheap in your area. That's the cost is also one you need to consider. Another one is the equipment and machineries you use to formulate this feed. Which equipment do you have? Is it crushable? Is it crushers? Is it grinders? You need to consider them so that you know the particular raw materials, whether you are going to go for semi-finished raw materials or finished raw materials. Because when you don't have the required equipment, it will be difficult for you to make use of the ones you see. You need to know the equipment you have. Do you have grinder? Then you go for small pellets, small crops, the one that will be easier for you, for your machine to handle. This is very, very important. And that one is market research. You need to conduct a very good, thorough market research to know the feed, conversion, and everything that concerns that feed you want to go in for. It's very, very important. And that one is what you need to locate or identify quality of those raw materials. Start using any raw material you feed that, because after I'm rearing animals. No, you treat the animals as if you are treating human beings. You need food, and the animals need food also. So you are the caretaker. So you need to consider, make sure that you have a very good ground, a solid ground, a good knowledge of feed formulation. Consult an expert that will teach you on how to formulate the feed before you start. You don't just use anything and gamble them and join them together and feed the livestock and feed that they will grow and give you a good result. It's not done in that way. So you need to work on it, get them where you can see them, the cost of those raw materials, and the comparative cost of all those raw materials in other areas, other locations at the same time. Feed conversion ratio of those poultry livestock birds is also necessary, and the feed conversion of that particular raw material is also necessary. How easily can they transform these ingredients into flesh? How easily can they transform these ingredients into meat? How easily can they transform it into egg? This is what you need to consider. Another one is the health and diseases control. Under how this feed can get impact in their system, in their health. You need to know this. Is this feed has any anti-nutritional value? Does it have any factor that will affect the birds or affect your poultry or your livestock whenever they eat this feed? You need to put all these things into consideration. You need to know all this. Very, very important. This is very important. Another one is sustainability. How regular can this feed sustain me? How regular can this raw materials sustain me? How easily can I locate these raw materials whenever I need them? This is very, very important. You help me to make a very good, thorough research to know that this is a raw material you can easily see at every time you need them, and they can sustain your production. They can sustain your business. You need to know all this. These are things you need to know. Right now, I think every poultry farmer that want to go into business need to follow this particular step. This is the first stage of you are processed into feed process production, you need to know this particular topic we are treating today. And if you are not opportune to be online now, you need to watch this particular topic, watch this particular content, rewatch it many times, and understand it very well. And that one is what? Allergens and contaminants. That particular product you are using, does it have any contamination, anything that can harm the poultry birds or the livestock birds you want to formulate their feed? You need to put all this into consideration. You need to know whether the life of those animals or those birds is sustained, whether there will be any health issue if they are taking this particular product, or if you use this particular product to formulate their feed. It's very important to know this. And that one is what? And that one is feed processing techniques. Which method are you going to use to process this feed? You need to consider this. Very, very important. And that one is what? Seasonal variations of the raw materials here. During change of weather, change of the climatic conditions of environment or the area where your poultry farm is located. You need to also consider all this. Record keeping is another thing. You need to have a adequate record keeping of badges, of ingredients, of the period and season of those ingredients. You need to take adequate record of them. And that one is what? Traceability. You need to ensure traceability of ingredients to address any potential quality or safety in your poultry production. What is the capacity of your poultry pen? How many birds are you intending to formulate their feed for? Which products and which number of birds? Because if you have a very large farm, you should be considering a very large scale feed production also. That is what it means. So the farm size is very important. It is a consideration you have to make also. And that one, which is the final one, is risk management. You need to evaluate all potential risks and develop contingency plans to address challenges such as feed shortages, market fluctuations, and challenges in regulation. Before making any decision, please make sure you consult an expert. Make sure you go for training. Make sure you make yourself available for learning. You don't just sit at home and feel that phone call can alone do it. You need to bring yourself down and learn it. It's not something you use phone call. Something you have to bend down, study it, learn it, and know it very well, because you are dealing with the life of animals, and this life of animals doesn't have spare. If anything happens within remember that feed is their life also. If you make any mistake in that feed production, it is of no use. The whole effort is wasted. So this is very important issue you need to put into consideration. And I think everyone that going to go into feed formulation need this particular topic, need to address this particular topic very, very importantly. You need to know it very, very well. That is why I decided that I should treat this topic for you today. Know it very well. That these particular factors, these 20 factors I have listed and explained properly well here. Some of the ingredients, some of the hidden ingredients in our localities that is viable for poultry or livestock. Particular content is identifying local feedstuffs within your home. The feed. Change this particular content now to reach others. Give it a thumb up, like, comment that this topic is interesting. This will help in the network, the app itself, to do what? Expand this to other farmers that may need this. Don't just keep this knowledge to yourself. If I have keep animals because they have been confined in one particular area, if they are hungry, anything you give them, they can eat it, and that can ruin their life. That's why somebody called me, my birds are not growing. So person told me, I goggle, I goggle this, I goggle that from so place. They told me this one can do. I use it. I separated divided the birds into two. The ones with the market feed is growing well. The ones I formulated is not growing well. How can you formulate feed without knowing these principles I have treated now? This cannot work. These principles is what you need to know. If you don't know it, there is no need going into feed production. You must know all these 20 factors I explained here now. If you don't know it, poultry base to start, they will actually eat it. You know that they will pick it. They will start picking it one. What matters is whether they are picking it. It's not whether they will pick it. They will eat it. What matters is, does it have any effect in their body? Does it have any add any addition in their body, after eating it, will they give you that result you needed, or will they even come down more than lower than what you expected? That is a major thing. And if you don't know these principles completely, you must completely fail in the business of feed production. These are the things you need to know. So now let me expose one particular ingredients for you. That is watermelon seed. This watermelon seed, few days ago, I told you what happened, how I picked interest in the watermelon seed. That where I was waiting for somebody, these birds flew down and started picking the watermelon somebody dropped on the floor. After picking it, I picked interest. I said, why are they? And those birds looks healthy. The one security man there told me that these birds fed on this from the childhood and they have grown, and see how robust they are. So I said, okay, let me pick this and make analysis on it. Having gone through the analysis, I discovered that this particular seed has a very good nutritional values for poultry and livestock. Remember that those birds you see there, they are also livestock birds also, because you can still cage them and feed them. So if they are healthy with those seed alone, which is not even completely balanced, it means that all those seeds are very viable. When I conducted all the tests and all the research on it, I discovered that's why I want to tell you now. So this one particular one have been added to our local feed raw material. That is the watermelon seed. Watermelon seed has different nutritional values, including minerals and vitamins. But one thing you should keep in mind is that the exact nutritional content depends or varies according to the way of processing it. How did you process it? How did you prepare it? Because there are many varieties of ways you can prepare it for animals to use. So the preparation, the method, and everything will determine how rich it's going to be. But in as much as it is that particular melon seed, it has up to 50% crude protein, no matter how you prepare it. Now, what are the mineral content of the watermelon seed? It has magnesium. This magnesium is very important for muscle and nerve functions. It's also good for blood control and bone health. This is what one of the minerals it contains. Another one is phosphorus, which is very good for essential bone formation, teeth, and other structures and energy metabolism. This is another one it contains also. Another one is iron. This watermelon seed is vital for oxygen transport in the blood and overall energy production in poultry and livestock birds. Another one is it has potassium. Potassium helps in regulating the blood pressure of animal. It also controls the fluid balance and the muscle contraction. Another one is it has zinc, which supports the immune function and healing. If there's any injury they contact or they have, or any infection that affect their listen, it helps to revive them quickly. Another one is it has copper. Copper contributes to the iron metabolism and also formation of the red blood cells in the poultry and livestock animals. It has vitamins like the vitamin B. It has vitamin B also. Vitamin B, which is riboflavin, supports energy production and the antioxidant activities. It has niacin, which is vitamin B3, which plays a very important role in energy metabolism. It has vitamin B5 also, which is involved in the synthesis of fatty acids and energy production in poultry and livestock birds. It has vitamin B6 also, which is also important in their brain formation. They reason very fast like animals also. It has vitamin B9 also for cell development, and it has vitamin E, which is an antioxidant, which helps oxidate, which helps to digest feed and do what? Transport it to all their system, which make them function very effectively well and protect their cell from damage. Very good for peas. Groundnut peas, you can see it. I said something about it last time. The groundnut peas, you can see it here. You see it here. I have them in large one. You can see it here. Are you seeing it? This is groundnut peas. Are you seeing it? See the groundnut peas. This one we pour away. Yes, it has very good nutritional value. As you are seeing it here, this is about 2 kg here now. can see it. This see it. I'm still gathering many of them like that on different social media, that their poultry birds are not, they eat and the food still stuck on their guts. That is one of the, it's a serious problem, and cannot move forward, cannot achieve its aim for you. You cannot get anything from that particular production. That's what it means. So anything that can help them to digest the feed quickly means if they digest it, they will be able to eat more. And once they eat more, they will convert it. And once they convert it, that is where you know that you are achieving a very good result. So it has, it's very rich. This particular peel is very rich in dietary fiber, which aids in digestive health and helps in preventing digestive issues in poultry and livestock animals. Another one, it has protein, but the protein content is very small. It's not, cannot be compared to the protein content of the peanut itself, which is up to 45 to 50% crude protein. No, this one is very low, less than 20% in the peas. So the pea is not a very good source of protein, but it's a very good source of fiber and energy and other minerals and vitamins. Strong and overall skeletal function of the poultry and livestock animals. It has antioxidants. This piece contains very good antioxidants that helps in or to neutralize the free radicals in poultry. These free radicals are, when they are too much in poultry, cause what? Bacterial infections, which can at some time affect the health of your poultry. It has vitamins, it has vitamin B, which contains and plays a very important role in metabolizable energy. It helps in production and development of the feather and wings of the poultry bird. It has energy. This particular peel has a very good, it's a very good source of energy, metabolizable energy in poultry birds. You know that energy is what helps them to do what? Combat digestive stress. The energy provides some additional strength for poultry diet to be converted, to be assimilated, and at the same time to be maximally and potentially add to the well-being of the poultry or livestock bird. It has choline, which contains very important nutrients for poultry and livestock animals. That is anything that concerns with the chemical formation of their system. It helps to, you can get these nutritional values from them without stress, without much money. It can be free, if not the, maybe where you are going to pick them. That's the only thing you spend. You see that you are making a very good savings. And that one is what? Sustainability. It can easily be seen because not everybody knows about it. Even now that we're online, only few people are online watching this. So those people will make use of the network. What are you using it for? I don't want to tell them, because once you tell them now, the news will fly out on your spill again. It will be very, very difficult. You see it? So those that know the secret will keep the secret rest. It is cost effective. It is easily in poultry birds. And at the same time, it is palatable because it has taste. You remember that these nuts have been processed and it is a pea that goes out. Many people don't know how that is even good. As a human being, you eat it together with the peas also. So they don't know all this. This is what keeps most of us. It's going to reduce cost. This 2 kg now will drop 2 kg, and I'm still getting more and more of it. You see it? So, and this for long, I don't know about it, but it's based on the research and the tests I did that I'm able to get all this. Now, is not only nutritional content that is help or that aid your poultry formation, but it has medicinal, very good medicinal value. For most of the poultry infections, especially the CRUD, the coryza, the fowl cholera, all these infections can be handled by this onion peel. I have it in large quantity here. But digestive issues, in poultry. It treats intestinal tract infections. You remember that intestinal tract infections is even considered is one of the infections that's tract infections, because once the food are not well digested, they hardly do what drops all those waste. Those waste will do what form another anti health problem, cause a very serious health issue for them. That is one of the reasons. But this particular pea now, this onions pea now, we do what? Flush out all those things. And if you are using this particular pea, you hardly have poultry odor. You will hardly have poultry odor. Why is poultry odor? Poultry odor is that the poultry birds are not able more than necessary or anything for long. You know what happens. So that's how it is. But if the system is free and they're able to eat and drop, eat and drop, eat, digest and drop, eat, digest and drop, everything flows well, the poultry pen will always be neat and it will always smell nice. That's one thing. Secondly, antioxidant. It is an antioxidant. It contains antioxidants such as livestock. It has vitamin C, it has vitamin B, which is essential for the immune function. It supports and boosts the immunity of the poultry birds. It makes them very strong to resist any form of infection at all. It's very good for their health. And now it has minerals like calcium, it has potassium, it has phosphorus. These onions peas provide very good minerals that are important for bone health, muscle function, and overall natural balance and health balance of the poultry and livestock bed. It has flavonoid. This compound called flavonoid is resident help them to be always healthy, sound, and always. It has a probiotic properties. That means it is an organic medicinal, it has organic medicinal value in poultry beds. It helps them to keep them healthy. It also helps them to do what? Look smart and nice all the time. It helps them to eat and digest the feed. It helps them also to convert the feed effectively and efficiently all the time. These are the things it does. It's also immune booster, support the immune system, make them strong, to look very nice and colorful. It's not good that you have a bird that is laying brown egg and the brown egg looks like us blood, or the brown egg has a dark red. It's not good. People will be scared of buying that particular egg from you. It makes their egg pigment to be very, very nice. It is cost effective, because if you go there, they throw it away. In fact, they don't go home with it, because for them it is valueless. It has no value at all. And it is palatable because of the smell alone. The smell also make it very palatable for the animal. Animals like the livestock like to eat it because it scents nice to them, and it can be used to cure respiratory tract infections like the CROD, coryza, mycoplasma, and many of the livestock pests. That is why you start gathering them wherever you see them today, and you still making use of them. The same thing is applicable to what do you call it? In respiratory tract infections, it helps in the coryza to treat and cure it, because and it at the same time helps in endo and ectoparasite, to control endo and ectoparasite in poultry birds like the worm, the internal worm, and they bury it very well. Please, the preparation is a different thing. You need to do what? Make sure you pick a good source of energy, good source of garlic. So whatever you do with the garlic, do it here. This is the crayfish dust. I'll say something about it. See it, crayfish dust. Because when we are talking about ant or fishes, tomorrow we'll continue from there. Whether anybody's online or not, I will treat it. If you like, you take advantage of it. If you like, you ask me a question, it is left for me to answer you, or I refer you where you're going to watch it. That's one thing with me. If you ask for this crayfish dust now, I've done all the whole thorough research on it, and I discovered that it's very rich in protein. Again, see, this is crayfish dust. You see it? See it, crayfish dust. Up to 60% crude protein. Can you imagine? Crude protein system of crayfish. It's only crayfish that has this. It's on the shell of the crayfish itself with a potential benefit for the gut health. Remember that the gut is where the food remains, which is which also acts as a probiotic and support the growth of beneficial gut bacteria that help in digestion. Omega-3 fatty acid helps in overall health of the livestock. It helps in egg formation, egg quality, and egg strength. Also helps to boost broiler growth and broiler weight. If you use it, you are going to get a very robust broiler. It also has antioxidant, which is a compound helps in reducing oxidation stress in poultry bed, most especially for broiler. When you reduce the oxidation stress, your broiler is going to eat all the season, both heat time and cold time. They are going to eat very well and do what? Digest the feed and play a very important role in energy metabolism and further development and overall health of the poultry birds also. It has copper, which contributes to the proper pigmentation. They are stainless. Whenever the color of your broiler start changing to this color, you see this, whenever it start changing to this color, know that something is wrong. You give them everything and the white color is no more white, it means the color remains. Get the right color for them. It has vitamin B also, which also helps in energy metabolism. It also very palatable. I mentioned palatability. If you prepare every ingredients and that ingredients that particular feed is not tasty, it doesn't smell nice. It is the smell that attracts them to go to the feed. No matter what you put there, it is the smell that attracts them to go there. If it's not smelling nice, they will run away from it. You have done all you do, but they will not eat. It's gut, it has gut health because of the bacteria, the beneficial bacteria that arrange in their gut, which help in digestion and metabolization of the poultry feed. At the same time, it helps in egg quality. It also increase the egg quality in your laying bed. It is very cost effective because people don't have value for it. Even the dealers don't even have value. That's one of the things you need to consider. Helps in feather, the quality of the feather, and the neatness of the poultry or livestock animals. All these is what we have completely been arranged and gathered to make sure that we add value to this our poultry feed formulation using available local feed stores. Please drop your comments, subscribe, give it a thumb up, and share the link to others. Share the links to others at the same time. Now, what can I give to my poultry birds, for them to have enough weight? This is a topic we are going to treat now and use it to conclude today's life. I'll still, by the God's grace, I'll still continue the good work. Tomorrow, between 5 and 5:30 p.m., I'll still be here to continue. I'll continue this process till I finish tracing every ingredient that is needed. Then I will now go into feed calculation, how to calculate your own poultry feed. At the end of that, I'll close everything concerning feed with this year. Then by the God's grace, we'll continue from there with probiotics, organic medicinal extracts that can help to boost your poultry birds. Already I have discovered more than 350 of them. It's only few have treated, but we're going to treat each and every one of them from beginning to end. Then at the end of that, we'll now close the whole chapter and do what? Anybody that comes later will not tell the person what it's involved for you to get the training. Or you go and watch it. If you can watch it and understand it, that's good for you. Now, if you are going into feed formulation, for example, you have day-old chicks. You need day-old chick formulation. They're going to 1 week, they will go to 2 weeks, they will go to 3 weeks. They say, let me prepare feed that they will take between first day. Always good. First of all, consider their age first. Give them what they need at that age. Instead, formulate a little feed that will be able to carry them along. If they exceed that age, don't continue giving them that feed again. That is why some people fail. Many people don't achieve the weight they need because of the feeding procedures. And that one, why people fail to achieve their weight, is brooding. If you are brooding your poultry birds, this is the time you need to give them the maximum support for them to move up. If you are able to get them the first 2 weeks and 3 weeks of life, honestly, those poultry birds will actually give you what you need. The first 3 weeks of life is when they will give you the maximum result that can hardly come down, no matter how, because already they have built a very strong immune system with the feed. Next batch of this training, perhaps tomorrow, I will give you a breakdown of what they need to consume on daily basis. The quantity of feed you need to give their poultry birds on daily basis, and the weight you expect them to add on daily basis for male and female, for hen and cock, for any one of them. This is weight you expect on daily basis, and this is a feed you need to give them, and they will convert this feed. This is what they are going to give you. So even if you are scaling them on daily basis, this is what you are going to get. And if you're a poultry farmer, it's most especially broiler rearer, go and look for scale. Scale is not too costly. Scale is very important for you to know what you are doing. If you just look ordinary fiscal ad, you may not know whether you are making it or not. So it's very important that you have a very good scale that will enable you to know whether you are adding, whether you are doing well or not. Starter. Super starter is a feed that is above the starter ingredients. That's above the nutritional requirement of the starter. Assuming the market or commercial feed gives you 21% crude protein, you can formulate a feed because it is also easy. They can easily convert and they can easily digest 23%, even 24% crude protein. Chicks can easily convert it. So instead of using 21%, go for 23 or 24% crude protein. Once you use this particular percentage of crude protein to boost them during that first 3 weeks of life, my dear, they will give you a very good and outstanding weight that their colleagues or their set, wherever they, all these birds are hatched batch by batch. And once they are hatched, they are taken to different locations, travel to different states, different countries. The same batch of birds, somebody in one particular area will be complaining that my own is not growing. The same batch of birds, another person will complain that his own is growing well. It depends on the managerial skills, managerial ability. Depend on your technical know-how, what you can, the way you can handle it. Maximum result. One, you need to give them adequate heat. Without heat during the brooding stage, if you have failed to give them that adequate heat during the brooding stage, the time they're supposed to be eating, they will be clustering looking for how to survive the cold. They will gather themselves. You see them gathering themselves in one particular corner, all gather, join body. Let us join our body to get heat for ourselves. During that period, they are not eating. Whereas their own batch in another place, the person provided every conducive environment, they will not be able to eat that period. Have you seen the problem? And when anything they miss, any one day or even them, it will not give it to them. So another person with the same batch of birds you bought is they are feeding his or her own, and their own is eating when your own is busy clustering because of heat. And again, using this coal, many people use charcoal. Using charcoal to brew your poultry birds is not the best. Using charcoal to brood your poultry birds is not the best. It will not give you the adequate result you need. Either it gives you high mortality or because of overheating, or it gives you high mortality because of cold. Because most of the times you'll be sleeping in the night, the charcoal will just finish. You see the whole birds will cluster together and start looking for a way to survive the cold. Or in the night you are sleeping, you are resting in the night, maybe there's cold, you just put charcoal and God help you, village people help you, anything help you, you sleep off. Or the attendant sleep off. Once the person sleeps off, the charcoal, remember the charcoal has no regulator. Charcoal will start burning and the heat will exceed the brooding house. They will run to the corners, there is no space for them to run. They will come back and achieve the weight they're supposed to gain because of the proper brooding. I will advise you as a professional and expert in this field. What I do use is gas brooding heater. That is what I do use. For the past 6 to 8 years now, I've been using gas brooding myself also. And it's 1 hour, 30 minutes trying to light up charcoal pot. By that time, those birds are there suffering from either cold or any other thing. And at that time, they are not eating. Whereas somebody that's using gas, his own is eating. You don't need to consider maybe the gas is too costly. If you say the gas is too costly now, and I brood my own, let me use the minimum number. I brood my maybe 500 birds now. And out of that 500 birds, I did not lose more than 5. You see it? But your own, you now economize because you want to use charcoal. You go and use charcoal and brood and lose more than 100. Some people even lose all. Which one is more cheaper? It's not my own. So that is the thing. So you need to make use of gas. Gas brooder is better than charcoal brooder, no matter the cost. Even if you compare, if comparatively, it's even cheaper. It's even cheaper when you compare it. You can use 1 kg of gas for complete 3 days, without even 4 days, without any. But that kg of, if you use 1 kg for them, also determines what you are going to get. Because after 1 month, most especially rose 308 doesn't grow fast again. After 1 month, it doesn't grow too fast again. Most of the birds, unless cob and marshal, that start growing after 1 month. So most of the birds grows faster during the brooding stage, and that's when they are easily to convert their feed quicker and faster for you to gain the massive weight you need during that breeding stage. Just like in a football match, maybe in the first half you're already scoring them 10 goals to nothing. Automatically, when you're coming in with the second half to the football match, you are now coming with your shoulder high that I have already achieved at least a very good ground that will make you ahead of others. That's how it is. If your birds come out from the brooding room solid and healthy, it's because the next stage you're going in is to grower and finisher stage. That grower and finisher stage is just very simple because it will be simple for you because you have already taken you have taken good care of them. The immunity is already boosted. It's boosted. You have boosted the immunity already. You have boosted their growth. You have boosted their weight from that stage. So going into the next stage, they will find it easier. So that's one thing you need to understand. So brooding stage, the feed and water you provide for them and the heat you provide for them is very, very good. So I think we are closing this particular relative that need the training. Send the link to them. Let them join us. Let them join us for now. Now that it's free, let them join us. Many people have paid for this for years. Many spend huge amount of money for them to learn what you're learning. You hardly see people online. At the end of this teaching, now you see them throwing questions. So they will come in the midnight. So they will come in the morning time to make sure they disturb my own peace. I brought out my own time to teach. You hardly see them online. When I close now, you see them throwing. You see them. That's why I now organize this particular group. You can't say that you did not get the notice today. I know that if I send a notice, network may hold, but this particular platform where I read everybody now, even if you send the message, everybody get the same message at the same time. So whoever is not online, the books are there, my books are there, you go and buy them and read. Many are paying for it. Have a very wonderful day. Tomorrow, we'll continue from where we stop. Remember what I told you, I've just started afresh, as if I'm starting from the grassroots. That's why I started telling you what you need to know before going into feed formulation. I'll give you 20 points you need to know. After the 20 points, I now gave you the recent research I conducted on watermelon seed, onions peas, garlic peas, and crayfish dust, which is a very good source to reduce our feed formulation. At the same time, I give you the secret of brooding your best to achieve the maximum weight you need during the brooding stage before going into the 50. That's where we stop for today. May God bless each and every one of you. Please, if you have not tapped the notification bell, there is a bell there. Tap that notification bell so that anytime I go live, or anytime any this is uploaded, you get the notification. If you have time, you go through the video list. There is a video. We have up to 200 something videos in this particular channel. You can see it. More than 200 something videos are there. Go through them, check the videos. Each of the video have their own title. Check the title of the video if it's something you need. We have cassava peel, how to make use of cassava peel is there. Go through it. That cassava peel, many people are watching it. You know how to use cassava peel, how to process it, and how to use it in poultry feed to drop the cost of feed formulation. You go there and watch it very well. Watch it from beginning to end. Then, if you are watching it, drop comments. Drop comment. I will always answer comment. Anything I see on the comment section, I always answer it and direct you on how to go about it. Goodbye till we come back next time. Bye for every one of you. Bye.